Hello and welcome. My name is Ivy Barron and I am the lead instructor and owner of Requisite Pilates here in Austin, Texas, where I teach Pilates from a perspective of no judgment and only curiosity. Today we are going to take the exercise neck pull and layer it for most, if not all, abilities. I would like to remind you before we start to move that every version of this exercise is a valid version of this exercise, and there's no final destination. It's all about your process and, most of all, play. So let's get rolling. To start neck pull from a seated position, just start to play with some of the elements. Articulation of the spine, but also decompression of the spine is a really big part of neck pull. So from here, I'm sitting on my reformer. You can sit on a regular chair. Let your legs come wide for right now, just to make space for your spine, and scooch all the way forward until you are balanced on your sit bones and your feet are grounded. We're going to take an inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to start to articulate down through the torso. Right now I'm sort of rolling into like a roly-poly position. If you want, you can come all the way down and hang for a moment and let your head shake no, shake yes. Take an inhale here. Exhale, press into your feet and start to tap into how that exhale helps the front of your spine bring you back up, right? Take an inhale here. Exhale, let's do it again. Curling forward, rolling down, noticing any places in your back that feel sticky or tight. Inhale. This is a great way too to start to open the hips a little bit, so that when we have long legs and we are rolling down in the exercise, we don't feel that grip and tightness. Shake your head. Last time, coming right back up to a seated position. I'm gonna walk my legs back to parallel and interlace my hands. I'm bringing the side of my pinky finger underneath of the base of the skull. If that is not available to you for whatever reason, hold on to the back of your head, that's fine. I'm gonna squeeze the heels of my hands towards one another just the tiniest bit. So it's like I'm holding my head. And as you exhale, pull ever so gently up towards the ceiling. Pause there, inhale. Exhale, little squeeze. So I'm decompressing the neck, but hopefully you're feeling some of that decompression start to move down through your spine. So all we're doing is inhaling, exhale, gently squeezing the head and pulling up. Big inhale, exhale, pulling up. Good, let the hands release. Try to keep that length in your neck. You're gonna bring your arms into a little I Dream of Jeannie position, and with a flat back, because there really is no such thing as a flat back. Our back is curved, but think about kind of leaning back on a plank, and we're just gonna hinge open at the hips and right back up. We'll do that about 3-4 times. I'm just gonna turn sideways so you can see the side view. Inhaling, coming back. Exhaling, coming forward, finding that belly support when you come forward. Inhale. Take note of your range of motion. If I go too far, I start to feel tension in my throat and my neck and my chest and my legs. So you want to stay in this place where you feel strength, you feel connected, but there's no discomfort and there's no unnecessary tension. Your jaw is relaxed. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last one, in and exhale. Good. So you've got a couple important elements in a seated position of neck pull. You can stay seated and play with rolling forward and hinging back with a long spine. Both are great places to hang out. So we're going to set up my personal favorite setup for a lot of exercises. I'm using a yoga bolster and bringing it up at an angle like a little ramp with a yoga block underneath. I understand that not everyone has bolsters and blocks just sitting around their house. Get creative. Use your couch cushions. Use your pillows. Stack them up in your bed, right? It's all valid wherever you are. The idea is to bring gravity up to us just a little bit, just enough so we can start to explore this movement without tension. Let's look at the setup of our legs as well. So I sometimes like to have my feet up against the wall, so I have the support of the wall to push into. I happen to be on my reformer today, and so I can put my feet under a strap if you have that available. I've also used like a weighted blanket on my legs to help ground the legs, which is just a really important part of this exercise, is feeling the legs release down into the ground. Let's first start with our arms out in front of us, and we'll go back into that hinge. So again, I'm leaning back, looking for when I feel those tension patterns come up. The moment I do, I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna fall from the belly. Inhale here. Maybe bring your arms back. Exhale, let's just do a traditional roll up. I'm feeling the pillows, bolster, sort of lift me up. We're gonna go all the way up and over. Maybe holding onto the feet, legs, hands on the mat, whatever feels right. Let's do that one more time. Starting to fall, fall, fall. If you feel your belly kind of hardening, if you've stopped your breath, then it's time to go and just release back. Part of waking up those intrinsic systems of lift is practicing falling in a controlled environment, right? So I'm hinging back, I'm falling, I'm feeling that support. There goes my tension. I'm gonna break the tension and release back. This time when I come up, it's a whoosh, up and over. And coming back up. Great place to stay and practice. If you feel like you'd like to move on to the next layer, we're going to interlace our hands behind our neck with the pinky fingers right at the base of the skull. Again, I'm pulling up ever so slightly. This time, elbows can be wide or forward, your comfort level. Start to hinge back. It might be smaller with your hands behind your neck. Once you feel that tension, just release back, knowing that whatever setup you have is there to catch you. We're going to inhale here. Make sure you feel your neck release back into your hands. When we curl up, we're thinking up and over. So take an inhale. Exhale, go up and over, diving your elbows towards the floor. Make sure you're not pulling your head forward though. The head lifts and floats to meet the hands, which again helps us to feel that internal lift. Inhale here, pulling up on the head just enough to feel that decompression of the spine. Start to hinge, start to fall. The moment you feel your tension patterns, we break that tension and release all the way back. Inhale. Exhale, you can close your elbows if that feels good. Again, keep that pull of the neck just enough without collapsing the chin forward. And then we just roll back up to a seated position. We'll do one more here. Inhale, elbows wide or forward, shoulders are relaxing. You're gonna hinge, 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 hinge. The moment you feel that tension, you break the tension and release down. Inhale. Exhale, gentle pull of the neck. Think about lengthening up and over and articulating back up. Good. The version of neck pull that we'll finish with has no additional props. I still do have my strap over my ankles or feet on the wall. Personally, I need that. But if you'd like to come away from the wall, away from your strap, you can. We're still looking for those tension patterns. So that's what we're listening for. It's not about making shapes. It's about listening to where our body needs to stop. So if you're trying this version with me, we're pulling on the head slightly, hinging back, and then falling right from the belly. Inhaling at the bottom. Elbows come in just a little bit if you'd like. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're going up and over. And then stacking back up. I would like to say, before we move on, if you did not breathe freely in this version of the exercise, please go back to using the props and bringing gravity up to you so your body becomes familiar with the movement and it gets the strength and the connection that it needs without additional tension. All right, here we go. We'll do 3 more of this version if you're with me. Otherwise, you are staying with the version that works for you. Leaning, 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 letting the belly fall, curling down. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Remember, we're not pulling the head forward. We're going up and over towards the legs. Letting the tissue come back to an upright position. 2 more. Inhale here. Elbows can be wide or a little bit forward. Start to hinge. And then use that exhale to fall. Inhale. Exhale. Listen to your breath. If it is not consistent the whole time, that tells us that we are holding tension. 2 more. Hinge, 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 and fall. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, diving. Up and over. Use your breath. Back up. 1 more time. Whatever version works for you. I'm going to come back to sitting. With those of you who are sitting, we're going to inhale. Hinge, 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 hinge. Tuck the tail just a little bit to fall back. Pull the head up out of the spine and curl forward. And roll back up. Good. How'd you do? If you have any questions, please reach out. And please remember that when you like my videos and subscribe to the channel, it helps more people have access to variations of exercises so that they can find what works for them. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.